Business of Esports podcast is sponsored by Esports Entertainment Group, a leading esports and online gambling company. For more information, go check them out at esportsentertainmentgroup.com. We do have on today's podcast a very, very special guest. Like I said, the most handsome guest we've ever had, the most famous guest we've ever had. It doesn't get any better than this. We have none other than Clinton Sparks, who is the owner and chief business development officer at XSET, very well-known esports team. But Clinton is a Grammy-nominated producer, DJ, marketing executive. He's sold 75 million records, guys, 75 million. He's worked with huge brands, the biggest artists. This man is a living legend. Clinton, welcome to the podcast.
Rep the set, baby. Rep the set. You know what I was thinking as I was listening to the intro of your podcast? I'm thinking, as being a host for almost 20 years on radio shows and podcasts and whatnot, it's funny how you always have to do the intro for like the new people that join. But how much does it suck for the person that listens every time? Like, dude, I got to listen to this freaking 35-second intro again. Just get to the meat of the shit already. Right?
True. What is the solution, Clinton? I need to learn. What is the solution?
Welcome to the show. Let's go. Boom. Go into it. You want to know more?
If you don't know what you're listening to, too late now. You're listening to it.
Figure it out.
Listen, as you listen, you'll realize it's awesome. I can't tell you it's awesome. You got to decide for yourself. Right?
I love it. I love it. It's good. We're going to shorten that completely, guys. Next week, no one's going to hear an intro. It's just going to be let's go with audience cheering, you know?
You're just going to see the professor's face like, and then that's it. You just start.
Clinton, for probably the two people on the planet who don't know about you, would love for you to give them a bit of your background, how you got into gaming.
We'll get them familiar.
We're getting familiar.
You need the soundboard, right? Like, see how useful the soundboard is.
Right. Or a stream deck. You just pull up videos that make sense.
Yeah, that one works too.
This is true. I do have a soundboard. The problem is the only one I have for William was the sad trombone.
And it
right?
never
that was
applied, so you never got to use it. Oh,
this is true.
That should be your intro right there. At the beginning of the show, just play that sound effect.
But Clinton, for our audience, would love a bit about your background, how you got into gaming, what you're doing now, what you're excited about, the Clinton story, if you don't mind.
Oh, geez, that's a long story. I think that's partly why I wrote a book, so I wouldn't have to sit there and recite it all the time. But anyways,
there you go. Go buy How to Win Big in the Music Business.
Forward written by Damon John, available right now. And not only is it teaching you how to win big in the music business, if you're a gamer, a content creator, influencer, entrepreneur, it'll teach you the principles and values that are transferable to any industry, including your own personal relationships. So get familiar. The book is free. WinBigInMusic.com. WinBigInMusic.com. I would like for you guys to play a sound effect, but since you don't have it, we got the production on this side, right?
Clinton, we're having you back every week, right? This is how it works, right?
This is how we do it on my Twitch show every Monday night. Win Big with Clinton Sparks, twitch.tv/Clinton Sparks. So the story of Clinton Sparks, guys, it starts off like this. A broke kid, alcoholic father, single mother, sexually abused, lonely, bullied, back in Boston, broke. Was a lonely kid, had no friends, didn't know what he was going to do with his life, fell in love with music, started doing music in his bedroom before it was the cool thing to do, what everybody else was doing. In fact, everybody used to make fun of me for doing music all the time. And, I just found my way, figured out this is what I wanted to do, started making myself an artist. I was a dancer, anything to do with music, beatboxing, DJing, producing, whatever it was. I was honing my skills in my bedroom since I was 10 years old, started winning all the talent shows in Boston. Then I started producing for everybody else locally. Then I built my own syndicated radio show in 22 markets around the city. I helped Eminem launch Shade 45 because as I was launching my radio show to my mom's basement, I lied to the world in 1999 saying I had a super poppin' show on the internet because I knew that nobody in the music industry understood the internet. So I just made them feel like I was way more cracking than I was. I had everybody from Eminem to Common to Talib Kweli to Wu-Tang to Cameron. Everyone came to my mom's basement. So built relationships with everybody that still sustained to this day. So, started traveling the world, going up and down the East Coast on my mixtapes, giving them out, launched my first e-commerce website in 2004, made $5 million the first year, won every single radio mixtape award you could win from 2000 to 2004, put out my first official album in 2005, kept going. Then I became a host on E! News in 2008 for 5 years with Ryan Seacrest. I was P. Diddy's tour DJ. I did everything from I discovered and signed DJ Snake, introduced him to Little Joe. He made Turn Down for What, sold millions of records. I convinced Akon and David Guetta to work together, which made Sexy Chick, which changed the whole landscape of music. I was the first guy to put EDM and hip hop together. I was the first guy to bring hip hop to Hollywood. Then I brought Hollywood and hip hop to Las Vegas. I've been basically shaping and shifting culture like my entire career. So I'm skipping a lot, but I'm just trying to get as quickly to today as possible. So how I got into gaming was, there was a website called karmaloop.com, which at one point was the world's largest streetwear and fashion website. I was doing marketing there. My buddy Greg Selko was the founder and CEO. We were going to launch this new company. We were in Hollywood, and I was the vice president of Dash Radio. Dash Radio is like Sirius XM. It's got 80 plus channels, commercial free, but it's subscription free. So you don't even have to pay for it. Download the app. You listen to radio stations commercial free. It's amazing. Go get the Dash Radio app. I got an entire radio station on there, 24/7 hip hop. Any independent unsigned artist want to get your music in rotation, getfamiliarradio.com, getfamiliarradio.com. But anyway, so as we were working on that new project, which was going to be kind of like the new version of Karma Loop, Greg called me one day and he's like, dude, as he was trying to raise money, he ran into this guy who knew who FaZe Clan was. And at the time, there were a bunch of popular kids online. They didn't have any business model. It wasn't a revenue generating company or anything of the sort. He's seen that in them, met Greg. Greg got in there. Greg was like, I need Clinton's mind here. I went there. I knew nothing about esports at this point. I went there. I go, what is this? And when I went into the office, everyone's running around like the boiler room. Like everyone's all excited, like we're starting this new company and it's going to go to the moon. And I'm like, who are these guys? So I'm sitting in there and I go, I actually invested the very first day. That's how much I believed in like this space without even knowing much about it. Right. So I went right to the bank, invested into the company that I was going to be vice president of business development from day one. So when we started there, I was at FaZe Clan and helped take them from zero to $300 million valuated company. I did everything. I did everything from help raise $40 million to bring in all the biggest musical talent, from Offset to Sway Lee to Pitbull to DJ Paul, Yo Gotti, Ray J, Troy Carter, all these guys into that space to help kind of push that brand more into mainstream culture and intersect it with other things that didn't really understand what it was or was familiar with it. So I was there and did a lot of things and wasn't really feeling awesome being there. And one of the things that I wasn't feeling awesome about, which I built an entire career off of Black culture. Like I grew up in the hood. I come from, that's all I know. Like my heroes are Black. Like all my friends are Black. I made Black music. So it was like, I don't have to, diversity's in my DNA, right? So like when I'm in a place that there is no diversity is when I'm uncomfortable. So I realized in this space of gaming and esports, it wasn't really kind of the world, the America that I was used to, or the world that I was used to where everybody's here. It just kind of felt very frat boyish and very white, right? Which is fine. You know, some things start a certain way, but then it's like, all right, it's not like nobody knows these people are dope too, right? And then when I'm bringing all my rappers in here, we want to use all my rapper friends in, and it's like, oh, let's use them to promote ourselves or to blow things up or say, look how cool we are that we're down with these people, but then don't do anything for them or to help amplify them or support their projects or do anything that helps to uplift their current objectives. That's when I would have a problem, because it's like, dude, we're all in here together now. Let's all do dope for each other. And I just didn't see it happening. So, you know, I left in July of 2020 and started Xset, which is now the world's fastest growing esports and gaming lifestyle brand and most diverse. You know, over 45% of our company is non-white. You know, we have more women in our organization than any. In fact, Erin Simon, who's one of our owners, was just named the face of Puma. So, you know, we're making really big strides, and, you know, we've done everything from sign, you know, partnerships with Quality Control Music to Ozuna, who's one of the biggest Latin artists in the world, which we have a lot of plans on going after that market. To Sway Lee came over, a bunch of other people, Ezekiel Elliott from the Cowboys. There's a bunch of people I can't name yet, but when I do, everyone's going to say, holy shit. And when we do name all these people, it's not your typical cliche, hey, look at these guys, they're just down with us. Is a whole rollout and a bunch of plans and projects that'll be coming out with that, because I didn't just come here to fit in. I came here to change the game and disrupt and make people say like, oh shit, this is what we should be doing. We didn't even think about this. And I'm going to say, that's okay, guys. That's what I'm here for. Get familiar.